Yes, people, welcome back to another video on Never a Foul. Make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe. Today, we are talking about Ryan Cherki to Manchester City. That deal looks like it's just a matter of time, if I'm honest. It looks like it's going to happen. He's going to be wearing a Man City shirt in time for the Club World Cup with the window opening from the 1st to the 10th. At the moment, it's been reported that Man City are just finalizing the financial side of the deal. Everything with Cherki's been agreed, but it's now how are they going to pay Leon? 40 million is looking at the fee. Is it going to be straight cash? Is it going to be over installments? That looks like that's going to be fine and all sealed. So the truth is, we're sitting here right now discussing it. Like Cherki is a player for Manchester City. And let me tell you now. Cherki Reijnders from AC Milan. Ryan Cherki coming in from Olympic Lyonnais. Them two signings alone, on top of the work they've done with Nico Gonzalez, Kushino, Vitor Reis, Omar Mamouche in January, Man City are coming back. Liverpool, winning your crown was great. And you know, for you lot, you deserve it. I hear it. Your fans are happy. Your first time celebrating in years, but defending it will be harder because Manchester City and the intentions they have of spending this summer as well and rebuilding that squad is proper. Because let me tell you, Ryan Cherki is a serious signing for Manchester City. For the price of 40 million, for his age as well, when you're looking at a 21-year-old, 22 come the start of the season, what a player they have. And there's one thing that everyone knows. If you watch football, and we're talking even going back 15, 20 years, 25 years, when you have them North African players, yeah, they're French. I get it, they're born in France and they play for the French team, but really they got that North African heritage, Algerian, Tunisian. Them guys are ballers. Hatim Ben Arfa, Adel Tarabt, Riyad Mahrez is obviously Algerian. I get it, but that North African side, you know what I'm saying? There's a Johan Gorkov who used to play for France when he was younger and had horrific injuries. Zinedine Zidane, of course, got that North African heritage. When you look at these players that come from North Africa, you cannot take the baller out of them. And people might sit here and say, Pep Guardiola killed Grealish. I hear it. It didn't quite work out for Jack Grealish and Pep Guardiola at Man City. However, there have been Riyad Mahrez there, who's played for a number of years at Man City, was one of the most successful wingers in the Premier League, won major trophies, has now gone to Saudi Arabia and done the same thing. When I look at Riyad Mahrez, Pep didn't kill him. Riyad Mahrez is still Riyad Mahrez. Yeah, it wasn't quite the same as having Jamie Vardy in front of him. I get it. It was different with obviously who he had at Man City, but he still had world-class players, winning leagues, winning the Champions League. At the end of the day, if you're a baller, I think you've got to keep that baller in you. And I think it's so hard to take that out of North African players. You know, Newcastle could never do that with Hatim Ben Arfa, ever. And they won't do that with Ryan Cherki at Manchester City because that guy, for me, is a natural baller. And I think he helps City so much. I think that this is the type of signing, alongside the other signings that City are going to make with Ryan. There's potentially 8 Nori and maybe more that might come in the midfield. Man City are back. Rivals need to know that this team are coming back to try and win that title. There's no way that Pep signed that deal of an extension for 2 more years to say, yeah, I'm going to let other teams win that title. I got a bit excited. The mic even plugged out. And let me just add, as I'm recording this video, people, that former Liverpool assistant manager Pep Linders has now joined the Manchester City backroom staff. That's a statement of intent, not even just on the pitch, but off the pitch as well. You're taking the team that just won the league, you're taking their previous manager, previous assistant manager, someone that knows the Premier League. You know, there's nothing even more for me to add. He's a proven winner. He's got the mentality. He knows the Premier League. Now he's going to be working with Pep. And in his head, he's going to be like, right, I want to try and make City back on top. Show my legacy, create my own legacy. That's what Pep Linders is going to want to do. The love for Liverpool's over now. This is a new journey. So when you look at what Man City are doing off the pitch as well as on it, they are showing true intent. They're showing that they want to be back winning the Premier League and competing for the best trophy, because there's no way Pep was accepting what happened in the season and said that can happen again. City were not good enough. Erling Haaland was out for a little bit of time as well, but they needed to rebuild. We know that KDB's now left the football club, which I'm going to go into right now.
KDB's left. Gundogan's got 1 more year. Aguero's gone. Yaya Touré's gone. David Silva's gone. Bernardo Silva's potentially going. Company's long gone. The era is now coming to an end. It's now time to start a new era at Man City with Erling Haaland leading it. And this is where I want to link to Ryan Cherki, because Ryan Cherki, for me, first of all, is a player that has guile. He has pace with the ball. He can carry the ball. He can dribble with it great. He can create. He can score. And I've seen it firsthand. He killed us at Old Trafford. I'm a Man United fan. He killed us at Old Trafford in that second leg until we done the miraculous comeback. But it was the Cherki show. You know, dribbling through players, picking up pockets, through balls, creativity, aura as well. To go to our, his fans and just say, I'm here. He's got that aura, and I feel like you need a bit of mentality as well to play at the best clubs in the world, and if not in the Premier League. And I think for his age, 21, turning 22 soon, perfect. His ability, I think, is natural. It's top class. One of the best in Europe when it comes to players under the age of 23. And the price, 40 million in today's era, an absolute no-brainer. If it doesn't, the worst that can happen for Manchester City is it doesn't work out. But it's not like it doesn't work out for a Jack Grealish £100 million signing, and people are saying what will happen, even though they won trophies under Grealish, and he had a good spell in the season when they won the treble. But this is Cherki that's 40 million, and they'll be able to offload him. There'll be clubs in Saudi, there'll be clubs across Europe that would still take a bite on Cherki in 2 years' time when he's only 24. So that's not a problem. So for me, this is a big tick in the box for Man City. And I think the big thing for me is why I like this signing is because when I look at Man City and I assess it from a balanced point of view, is that with KDB now going, I feel like Manchester City have lost a bit of creativity. I don't think they've lost creativity, but I think that with KDB going, they've lost something. Because when I look at Erling Haaland is a striker at these chances. He wants to get on the end of things. KDB in his first season of Haaland was creating from loads in abundance, and Haaland was feasting. KDB had quite a few injuries now, and his legs are not quite the same. So he's now left the club. Phil Foden, not quite the creative spark that KDB is, but he can create. But I feel like Foden wants to be more of a goal-scoring midfielder. You've got Omar Marmoush, not the biggest creator. Again, can facilitate and help with Haaland, but he wants to be scoring goals and contributing. Doku, not very much a creative winger. He does a lot of dribbling and gets into dangerous areas, but the final product's not quite there. Savinho, I think, can create, but it's his first season in the Premier League. We don't know how he's going to do in his second season. So there is a gap there for Manchester City, for me, to improve on the creative side now going into next season. And Cherki can do that. Cherki can do that. Last year, obviously 8 goals, 11 assists for a Lyon team that got back into Europe. That's still a good return. That's 17 goal contribution, 19 goal contributions last season. Played 30 games last year in the league. Played 33 the year before that. Played 34 the year before that. So one thing that shows me is that he doesn't pick up a lot of injuries. So that's one big tick in the box. Consistency with fitness. And then he had his best goal GA contribution, but it's not even just the GA. When you watch Cherki, he doesn't even have to contribute with GA to be an important player on the pitch, because he has that natural ability where he can play for the team. Others can be getting the GA, but as long as he's on the pitch, you're looking nice. Like Luka Modric. I know Luka Modric's more of a centre midfielder, but he never got big numbers. But when he's on the pitch, he's the pass before the pass sometimes. And Cherki can be that, playing in them little pockets for City. But one thing I think he does add to Man City is creativity. He can find a pass for Erling Haaland. He can create. He can also score, but he's very much a team player. And I think City need that spark in the midfield that is going to help them in the final third of the pitch, because we've seen them. They play the possession-based football. They go a bit side to side, but last year they were lacking that killer punch. They were lacking that killer edge. Who's creating for the striker? Who's going to unlock defenses if teams sit back? I think Cherki can do that. And I've seen him do it at Old Trafford. I've seen him do it for Lyon this season. And we just know them North African ballers can ball. And they've done it in the Premier League. And I expect no different for Cherki. So when I look at it now, Cherki will be able to play in the central role behind the striker, give City that creative depth. If not, he can play off the right. We know that Pep does like to do the Pep roulette. This gives you a creative outlet now of Cherki that can come in from the right-hand side and come into the pockets in the 10, or he can play in the 10 role behind the striker. You've got Marmoush, you've got Doku, you've got Savinho, and you've still got Phil Foden, with Oscar Bob probably going out on loan. That's a nice. That is a nice balance behind Erling Haaland when you throw in Cherki, because you're like looking at him and saying he's the one that can create. You don't look at Omar Marmoush and say, yeah, you're a creator. You don't look at Phil Foden and say, yeah, you're an out-and-out creator. He's a goal-scoring midfielder. Doku, like I've just mentioned in the video, which you've been watching, make sure you like him, by the way. So Cherki now gives him that different profile that I think can help take him to the next level against low blocks, can help Erling Haaland get back, get in the numbers that he wants to be doing, and hopefully staying fit. It's now on Pep to try and find the best way to get these players now playing together, gelling. But, you know, when you're playing in the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, the Champions League, and trying to go for the Premier League again, you need depth. There's a lot of football and there's a lot of players that get injured. But when you look at what Man City are now rebuilding, for me, this is a rebuild. This is a team that want to be winning the league next season. I've just said it. They rebuilded in the defence. Kuzhinov, Victor Reis. They're going to go out and probably get Ait Nouri, or if not a left back, to bring Gavardio back into centre back. You've then got the midfield of Nico Gonzalez and Reijnders. You're now looking at, you know, potentially Gibbs White coming in still, but you're looking at Cherki. It's a proper rebuild. There are 6 players in there that you're looking at and you're thinking very good players, if not going to be very good players. And that's how you do a rebuild. And then you keep the experience of Gundogan there for a season. You've got Rodri back. Feels like a new signing because he was missing all last year. City are going to be a problem, guys. And I think this Cherki signing is brilliant for the price, the age, and the quality that he possesses. If it works, it's a gem. If it doesn't work, 40 million. City can recoup that back. So, guys, let me know what you think about this in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on the Cherki signing. I think this is a brilliant move for Man City. And I also think getting Reijnders alongside him is a brilliant midfield rebuild so far with Nico Gonzalez. I'm liking the project. I'm liking what City are doing. And Pep is saying, look, I've got 2 more years to try and get this league back. I don't want to wait 2 years. I want it now. Lots to happen in the transfer window. Lots to still come. I hope you like this video. I hope you like the balance of the side of the argument and talking about the signing and what it can do for Man City. And make sure you like this video and subscribe. Big up, guys. And I'll catch you on the other side.